Greetings, Queen. Greetings, Kings.
Greetings, greetings.
Alapia, Alapia.
Hey, Baba, can you do me a solid? Can you tell the people what that means when you say it?
Alapia is the Yoruba word for peace, life, and peace, health, and a long life. We use it as a word like when you're saying peace. We don't use the word good morning, like because it's a compound word. So when you're mourning, how's it good when you're mourning? They talk
Somebody,
about the done, but the English language has so many bastardized terminologies in it, and they're destructive and they're negative. So I choose to use some of the words from the Yoruba tribe, which my dad was, is a part of the Yoruba nation, and I use some Yoruba terminologies to avert. So you can use those English, those Anglo-Saxon terminologies that they equate to be English, which English is a bastardized language, and it's more destructive than it is constructive. So the word alapia means peace, health, and a long life. When I use that term,
appreciate the
On
appreciate the
all
text.
right, all
yeah,
right, all right, all
yeah.
right.
Greetings, Kimar.
How you, brother? How's everyone doing?
I'm
Oh
well,
wow,
King.
yeah.
Good, good.
Good.
Y'all ready?
Oh hey man,
You
yeah.
ready? Ready, ready.
Ready to race horse to the Kentucky Derby.
Okay, so today is that's different. So
uh,
today's
y'all crazy.
title today's title is King amongst Kings.
King amongst kings. What are y'all fighting
Kings
against each
amongst
other?
kings amongst kings. No, we're gonna touch
Okay.
base on a lot of things um that men do. It's more
Mm-hmm.
so an accountability structured life based on stereotypical views of this generation and how they view not only women but everything else pertaining to us. Basically,
Okay.
that's what that is.
All
Um,
right.
greetings, Queen.
There.
Greetings.
Greetings, Queen, out there on
Greetings, greetings.
Alafia. Alafia.
Alapia.
Alafia.
Da da me, what's going on?
I like that. That I
Okay,
need. I like
okay.
that.
What's going on? How you doing? What's going on, da?
I am well.
Beautiful,
I
beautiful.
think
That's good.
I think that's more. I think that's more sexy than a lappy. I'm gonna use that one.
Da.
That I need. Yeah.
I like
That I
it.
need.
I like
um.
that. That I need.
Da.
All right. All right, guys. Do me a solid. If you're not the one being spoken to or speaking at a particular woman, can you mute yourself
I
if
said,
if you don't mind? Um, going forward. Shanae, where's Miles?
Miles is in his room. He's chilling. What's up?
Tell Miles to grab the link and join us. Let's go.
Okay,
Um,
hold on.
could join the show. I know he been want to do this. Yeah. So for Shay, stop trying to mute your mic. You're the host.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was eating. I'm sorry. I don't want to be smacking in the phone.
Mm, that sounds like okay. You sound like Bonquisha.
No, this would be how if she was talking. You know what I'm saying? That's Bumquisha. But
Anyway,
I'm back. I'm back.
oh man, I love it. But one of the first questions I want to ask you guys is right. Why is it that men of today's society look down at women with such scorn? Feel
Wow.
free. Anybody want to take the lead? Knock yourself out.
now she know I'm laying back to jump on that. That's a first ball you throw. So I'm gonna take a swing at it because of
Go ahead, Baba.
because of religious misinformation and domination. Because you're taught most of our people here in Turtle Island are indigenous. The first book was put in our hand was a thing called the Bible. That's the first book they start, and from that book they've learned how to demonize from the female to the woman, and taught men that woman was supposed to look down. And the first lie was to tell you that woman came out of man's rib, which to place her below the man, to put it into a lesser and a subservient position. And most men look on her as a commodity, as a tool to be used, and a commodity. And it's all vice versa. It's all wrong. And if you look at how we've been taught, that we're taught that a woman cannot raise a man, but she brings the first male child in the world is brought through the woman. I ain't know no man ever have a child. So if she can't raise him, who's gonna raise him? Society has brainwashed our young men to the point where they have a ingrained disrespect for the feminine energy because the oppressor has a problem with it. And most religions, be it Christianity, Islam, most of those religions they look down on the feminine energy, and they suppress her with this thing called the Bible or the Quran.
That's deep.
That's good.
You gotta expound upon that some more, because
Well, where you want me to go with it? Because you know I can go from A to Z with that bad boy.
now we
They ain't ready yet, Baba. They ain't ready yet.
We're gonna
Not
keep
yet.
over my head, because
we're gonna keep your blinders on a little bit.
all right, okay.
So pretty much where I want you to go with it is just give us a little explanation pertaining, because you did mention the Bible, right?
Right.
How did they mask the woman in the Bible?
First of all, what people don't realize, you have 4 different interpretations of the Bible written by 4 different schools, called the JPED. So it depends who wrote it and translated it. The first creation principle is 4 creation stories in the book of Genesis, not 1, 4. In the first creation story, the female is created equal with the man, side by side. In the second creation, you notice they went from female to woman, and she got to come out the rib of a man, out of the second Adam. That's where the problem comes, because the first a priesthood could not deal with the woman, with the feminine energy being the creator of all existence. And what people don't realize, there is no such word in the old text for the word God. The word there they use is the Elohim. The word there, Elohim, is the word power. The creative power made man. What everybody knows, the creative power that made man comes from the feminine energy. The great primordial waters, the female energy creates. Masculine does not. Now this may be able to keep people's head, but so when you say it, and God created, and man came, well, how did he get here? It came from the feminine energy. It was a thought that brought it, and it took it 2.4 billion years for that thought to arrive here. So it said, let us make man. That word man, that meant the family, not men per se, masculine, feminine, but the family was called man. Then they became known as Adam, blood. But the second priesthood did not want to deal with the power of that feminine energy, so they went and demonized it, called the first power Lilith, which was Adam's first wife, and she wouldn't bow down to him. So they had to create another entity that would bow down to the man. And that was the problem came in at. And if you look at it in the Bible, they got the woman eating the apple.
Baba.
Eating the apple. Because she ate the apple and gave it to Adam, then all of a sudden the eyes come open. Now all of a sudden they got other problems because they ate the apple. Man, I didn't want the apple. My eyes still came.
Yes.
Right.
So all this mythology has messed us up, and a lot of people don't realize that the first 11 chapters of the book of Genesis is all Jewish myth and legends. So the Jewish people have fed us a bunch of bovine excrement, got us chasing Adam and Eve, and ain't got nothing to do with that.
That's deep. So Kimar, question
Yes,
for
sir.
you. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna get to you. The same question. Greetings, Miles. I guess he's not hearing me. Come
I
on.
think maybe
Yeah,
his mic is up. Maybe his
I
mic.
think his
Maybe his mic or something probably out. Because
It's
mine was
fine.
messing up too.
Nah, he's muted. He muted himself.
Oh,
What do you feel about this generation, the way they speak to the women?
my generation.
Yes, the consistent disrespect, the lack of acknowledgement, um, the
Lack of
way,
discipline.
yes, the way we see things and make it entertainment, like a woman getting put on her butt and the recording of the video, not knowing she's a representation of you, because all men
Mhm.
came out of a female, basically. And
Right.
that's what I'm speaking on. What what's your take on that?
Honestly, man, I think it's just the way that certain people were raised. You know what I mean? Like if you come from a good home, you know you know what the right thing to do and you know what's better. You know what I mean? So if someone I could say if someone live in the hood, not because I live in the hood, that doesn't mean I'm gonna be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I know how to carry myself. I know how to talk to someone that's older than me, who's giving me advice. So for my generation, I think it's just time. Time just changes everything. It's like back then, my grandmother and my grandfather, when they was growing up, they had they were very disciplined. They wasn't being disrespectful to the elders. So I think at the time changes, I'm sorry. I think after time changes, everything just get different. You know what I mean? So for my generation, the younger generation, they would be more disrespectful because the homes that they come out of, the way their parents is, who they hang around with, and sometimes it could be that's just the way the person are. You know what I mean? Because the way I was raised to respect my elders, and do the right thing and have discipline and stuff like that. But certain kids that I've seen today, when I'm coming home from work or going to work or going to school, I've seen kids that are in junior high school or 13 years old, 12 years old, 11 years old. They saying, "Yo, what the f you looking at? What the I f you up?" Back then, if you was talking to my uncle or someone like that, they put you on your butt right away. You know what I'm saying? They teach you discipline. They cramp you up a little bit. Punch you in the stomach or something. Go one side. Go sit down. So, so for me to see kids that are growing up today thinking that they're grown, man, it's really embarrassing for my generation. Not saying that I'm ashamed of my generation, but I think we could have done better or brought up the kids better and how we raised them. So I do think that it's where at home is where it started. You know what I mean? It starts from the home because if you know how to raise your kids and tell them the right thing to do, I think they will grow in that way. You know.
Okay.
So I think that's where it started from the home. That's the
Okay.
root.
Okay.
From all the problem.
Okay. Miles. Greetings, King.
What's up?
I'm privileged to have you on here, man. Same question for you. How do you feel today when you look around how disrespectful most men are to the women or the female?
Uh, I don't know.
That's a good
Ah,
answer. I mean, if you don't,
he
you
said,
don't.
I don't, yeah.
Okay.
Miles, say how you really feel. Say how you feel.
I don't know.
Okay. So how do you treat women or
Uh,
females?
it depends.
What does it depend on?
If they bother me, if they bother me, I'm gonna bother them. See, like how you used to be doing that thing with that one song, so I did it to you and then you stopped.
So basically, you reciprocate the energy that someone sends to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, technically, you can't fight fire with fire. So I don't think that's a good way to go by it.
You listening, Miles?
yeah.
You can't
Okay.
fight fire with fire. Two wrong doesn't make it right. You know. So if someone did something to you, I wouldn't be so in a rush to do it back to them. It's gonna come back to them 10 times worse. Karma. So just leave it up. Just leave it. Just leave it alone. So I don't
Do
think.
you understand that, Miles?
Yeah.
So I think that's the wrong way to go by it. Not fighting fire with fire. That's super wrong. You know what I mean?
Queen,
Yeah.
so how do y'all feel about the question being asked? Ain't don't be trying to pressure my homie, all right? I'm trying to pressure the
Nobody's
young
trying to
king.
pressure Miles. Do you feel pressured?
No.
I'm trying to
Exactly.
pressure the young king. What's wrong with you?
Come on.
Okay, so the way I feel about females or queens being treated the way that they are in the present moment is due to learned behavior. And when I say learned behavior, a lot like, okay, for example, Miles here, he's saying, I treat a female the way that she treats me. And the reason he feels that that's okay is there's no one around to correct him and say, no, King, this is not how it works, right? Now, me being the queen or the female, I really don't have time for that. That's too much for me. There needs to be a male energy involved where he would respect on a different level to say, this is not how it works, just as our king just told him, like, Miles, that's not it. And Miles will respect that on a different level than he would if it came from me. If it came from me, being his mother, who's a female, it would be an irritant to his ear. Versus coming from another man, he can respect that. You see how he responded to King? He's like, yeah. But if I said that, it would get on his nerves.
And I get it. I mean, I said the same thing. I've always said this. I feel like the same way a female understand a female more is the same way a male understand a male more, because it's just a difference within the approach, you
Mm,
know. So that's basically what it is.
yeah.
But um, per se,
Yes.
what's 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 your answer pertaining to the same question?
Well, one of the things, with my generation, one of the things that I noticed that happened was the transition of parenting. Some of my peers, they wanted to be their child's friend instead of a parent. And
No, none of that. So, some
Can
personal people,
everybody
man.
mute their mic when somebody is speaking, and then once we come to you, can you guys unmute
Be
during the
quiet.
conversation? Greetings, King. Welcome to the live.
How y'all doing?
We
Good,
well.
man. Good.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but can everybody mute their mic when somebody else is speaking, because there's a feedback coming into it, and when we get to you guys can unmute and speak.
All right.
All right.
Mhm.
Um, welcome. Appreciate you joining the live, by the way. Queen, you want to finish making your statement?
yeah, I was saying that my generation, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I may get some flack for it, but this is from my perception and what I've seen is a lot of my generation wanted to do something different than what they received from their parents. And what I mean is, they wanted, instead of being a parent, they wanted to be their child's best friend. And so if you're going into a mother daughter or son mother type of relationship, and you're trying to be your child's friend, your child is not respectfully not going to look at you as such if everything that you're doing is trying to appease them and continue to be quote unquote their best friend. Now I've seen daughters, I've seen mothers say, "Oh, my daughter is my best friend," and she's 50 and her daughter is 25, and you could say y'all mother and daughter, you're close, but not best friends, because your daughter has not gone through the transition of womanhood and the experiences that you've had. She may be a confidant, but she's 25. And I think one of the things that happen is that connection of mother and child, and mother wanting so badly to be a best friend, don't want to whoop their child, don't want to punish their child. I mean, we're the timeout generation. Well, the generation after that, I'm gonna put your child in timeout, all that type of stuff. But I think, when that happened, that kind of severed the ties of respect. And because it severed the ties of respect, the son is not going to look at his mother as his mother if his mother is trying to be his best friend. So casual conversations and cursing and stuff like that, which I could not do, even even in my very, very adult life, I would not dare curse in front of my mom. You know what I'm saying? That was just the respect that I had for my mom. But not today's generation. They fly off the handle talking back to their mother in such a way because their mother is like not wanting to discipline. Well, I don't want to whip them like I got whippings. I don't want to do this. And so to me, it just changed the whole dichotomy of parenting. And the result is a lot of children who have no remorse or no respect for elders or anything like that, because they grew up in a household not, I mean, the respect wasn't geared. It wasn't on the table. It was, hey, I'm your best friend. I'm not going to punish you, but don't do that no more, and let's be friends again. So that's where I think
Okay.
everything just kind of fell away. I'm
Okay.
just going to be honest.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um,
I agree.
Kifa, am I announcing your name correctly, King?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. You said you wanted to come in here. Like, you got something on your mind. Like, what's your viewpoint on how men today act towards women and their viewpoints and the aggression towards the woman? I'm not saying the woman is innocent about it, but at the same time,
Right.
the reflection that comes off, it just seems cold and oblivious, lack of emotions. Period. Like, I'm gonna treat you like one of the
Well,
homies.
I can give you a good example. You know how like music used to be back in the days. It was more of men had respect for women. They love women. Nowadays, popularity, all the popular rappers, everybody that you would per se is a famous rapper, they degrade women. And that's the motive that they want to push. In order for an artist to be successful, he has to be degrading women. He has to be killing his own, and that's where really the problem boils down to from music, because music is affirmation, music is energy, music is influence on us, students, our teachers, our kids. Music plays a big part in it. So what we listen to and what we allow our people to listen to, it ultimately influences them in the most negative way. So that's pretty
Okay,
much how I see it.
I can I respect that. And I could tap into it, and also said the frequency has changed as well. So pretty much what we are
Right,
listening to is dead vibration. It doesn't have the
right,
same elevation to resonate with your vibration like it once did. You
Right.
know,
And that's sorry to interrupt you. That's another thing that's not taught a lot, about our chakra fields and reaching our chakras and knowing about, frequencies and the energy that reside within us. That's why we feel certain ways. We don't know why, because we don't know about our energy. We don't know about the chakras. We don't know about the seven chakras, the pineal glands, the root chakras, and things of that nature. So we often deal with things that are similar to those, but we don't know how to respond to it. So I believe that's another problem within our people as well. We don't know too much about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's showing.
respect that a
That's
lot.
good.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
good.
good.
Mike,
I show you.
Mike, welcome to the show, King. You said in the comment section, what do I mean by this generation? Why am I generalizing and so on and so forth? Can you expound upon that? Because I know you heard the question.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you hear me?
I
yeah,
can
I
hear
give
you.
you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so what I mean by generalization is I'm 23, right? But I don't treat women like that, Um, I was married, and you know that because you know that we've talked before. But my thing is, I'm gonna piggyback on what Miles said. I don't know. Well, I can't speak for every man in the world. I can't speak for how other men treat women. I can just speak for myself. For me, my honest opinion is just like you got to seek self first, and I feel like that's with everybody. I feel like with myself, I'm gonna go off for myself. Like I was so used to jumping into a new relationship to try to make myself happy about something that I wasn't finished curing what I had inside of my own self. So without me knowing, I'm bleeding on every other relationship, whether it be my mother, whether it be my sister, whether it be a new female. I'm just bleeding it. And then what we don't understand is, well, what I didn't understand was the more I bleed on somebody, that's gonna stain them. So they're gonna take it into another relationship. So I feel like you got to heal yourself first within because and I'm still doing that. I think honestly, I think that's a lifetime process. But if you can find someone who is willing to heal themselves with you, you know what I'm saying? They're healing themselves and you're healing yourself, but y'all on an equal accord, like y'all equally yoked in bondage of healing, then I feel like that would work. But I just generally think the society that we in right now is it's too much. It's too much because the actual brain has a filter on it for the negativity that's put into it. And I feel like we're fed so much negative. Well, I feel like young men are fed so much negativity. Like, I'm just gonna talk about what I had. I had yesterday I hung out with a female friend, right? And I had a male friend with me, and he told me all these things I should do to impress her. Da 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 da. I'm just like, I don't have to do any of those things. I'm just gonna be myself, bro. Oh, well, that's whack. That's this and the third. I'm at the point in my life where I don't care what you think is whack. I don't gotta sag my pants. I don't gotta do none of that to impress a woman. If she doesn't respond to me being myself, on to the next one. I don't have to deal with that. I think it's another. I think it's
I
another
agree.
thing.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I,
100%. I
I
agree
see.
with that.
I think that's another thing that men need to learn is
Stop trying to impress
be,
other men,
yeah, that too, but also like one thing we have to learn is women hold men to a standard. They have he need to have this, he need to have that. Where's our value at? How come every time you feel alone, you go to the anything that comes your way, man? You will never know your true value if you don't hold yourself to that standard. I feel like men, we have lost the way of holding ourselves to a standard. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro, that's very powerful what you're saying right there, bro. And like to chime in what you're saying, like
Good.
we don't hold ourselves
Mm-hmm.
to a standard because we're trying to live up to a standard that other
Right.
people place upon us, bro. As far as like people we be around, they got more money or what they perceive women as, that's what we want to perceive women as. We got to
I
stop doing that as
yeah.
individuals, bro. Like as kings, as individuals, we got to start living our own truth. Like all of existence come from a woman. If you can't do the basic things of respect the woman, and then you don't even respect yourself because everything come
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel like even with that, I feel like everything is reciprocated. Like there's some women that I talk to, and this one girl got mad at me, because what she does is I'm a very nice guy. I've been in a healing phase. I've been in a real long healing phase because I was poison to everybody around me, and I can honestly say that. So I stepped away from people. Now all of a sudden, every female from every single side of the world is hitting me up. Hey Mike, hey Mike, hey Mike, hey Mike, what you doing? Da 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 da. And I'm just like, hey, what's going on. So one girl, she's dealing with her ex-boyfriend and she's dumping all of her emotional toxins on me because I'm a nice guy. I treat her with respect. I talk to her, but I never speak down on that man. I feel like another thing we need to do is know when to let go of a relationship that's not healthy.
Hey,
You
see,
can
I struggle with that too, bro. Like I'm always the one that people want to run to. I'm
yeah,
always the one that's playing the problem solver. But it's like when I have my problems, I have nobody to run to. So like I feel like we gotta really learn how to like love ourselves and start valuing ourselves to the point where like it don't matter who leave, it don't matter who stay, and it don't matter who
right,
we trying to press. I feel like we just caught up in this cycle where like we in a competitive situation.
right.
So people feel like the value of a man is how many women he can get or how
Exactly.
many times he can have sex a week. Like,
Exactly.
when did that become a compliment?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
know what? And another thing, a wise man once told me, the ego does not exist, right? So when you have all these females around you and people around you hyping you up, it's for to build your ego, but your ego don't exist. It's something you created to cover up how you really feel about yourself.
Right.
I actually,
And also STDs.
right.
Real talk.
No. Let me explain.
That's real.
Sexual transmitted demons.
Right. And I knew what you meant by that. I knew what you meant by that.
Right. I say.
Trust me, I knew
That's
what you meant by that.
good.
Because look, I'm totally honest with myself, man. I've gone through a lot of sexual encounters with women, and
All right.
I've harbored a lot of their energy. I've harbored a lot of their energy, and I'm
Yes,
wondering why I
shit is
can't.
very real. It's very real.
I'm wondering why I can never get a relationship right. I can never do that. But then and also it starts with the core. If you can't have a civilized relationship with your mother, you will never have a civilized relationship with any other woman around. That's your core. That's your core being
Right.
of who you are.
I agree, bro.
So I had a long time, coming, but I can honestly say right now, me and my mother's relationship is to an elevated level where we can actually talk on the phone. Me and my mom could only talk on the phone for 1 minute because of what we went through. And to piggyback on what this queen over here said, I forgot her name. I apologize, I can't see her name. I think she was talking to Miles. Is Miles your son? I don't know if
Oh,
you're
Yes,
there.
he's my
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
he's my
So
son.
so I'm piggyback off what you said. Um, my mom was very respectful. My mom taught me morals. My mom taught me all of that. But
Uh-huh.
she pushed it to the extreme to where it's like, I don't even want to listen to this. How are you gonna treat me like this? You're trying to treat a cancer with diabetes. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to
You're a
treat
kid.
evil with an
Oh.
evil. I mean, you're trying to
Uh-huh.
treat you're telling me to respect people, do that, but at the same time, you're disrespecting me. You have to be like this, do
mm,
that. So it pushed me away. I feel like in a household why children talk to their parents the way they do because they don't have a balance. You're not. I'm
That's
not
mhm.
your.
that's
I'm not your
absolutely correct.
friend. I'm not your
Yes.
Mm.
friend, but
Yes.
I'm not gonna beat you up because I'm upset. I'm gonna discipline you because you're doing wrong, and I'm gonna explain to you what
Yes.
you did wrong. Don't just
That's
sit
Yes.
me in the
right.
corner and say
Yes.
because you're being bad. What was I bad about? Because I said so. Now sit down. No, I feel like
No,
Yes.
explain.
Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
Hey, excuse
I
me.
had it is absolutely correct. My
Right.
grandmother is 92 years old, and I have used profanity when I communicated with her due to the fact I wanted her to
I could
feel my
never do
pain.
that.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Can't do that.
I have. It's not a can't. We're all adults in this situation. Okay.
No.
So
I was just speaking upon my situation on my family because my grandma is very strict. Like she's very like to the core. You're not gonna use profanity. I'm
yeah.
26. I can't even drink a beer around her. So that's the respect level that I
yes,
have
okay,
with my grandma.
the difference is my grandmother drinks, she's more worldly. So okay,
Right.
so okay, she's more worldly. And I would never use profanity to her when I was younger, but as I came into my own womanhood and I started to experience life and I seen her flaws that were my flaws because I was raised by her. I did cuss at her when I expressed my emotions. Yes, I did. But it
That's
took me
different.
to
And
yes,
yeah,
it took me to
That's
get
a
to
little
an
that's a little
emotional
understanding.
state. Okay,
Mhm.
right. So it would take me to get to an emotional state as a woman, and
Hmm.
then I would use profanity because I needed her to understand where I was coming from.
Right.
You was
Mhm.
connecting
Right.
and purging yourself at the same
I
Yeah,
time.
was connecting,
to believe.
Yes,
but
Yeah,
Sam.
yeah. Like to comment on what you're saying, like you're right. Like it's, as far as having a
yes,
conversation, expressing yourself, vulgarity and just using profanity in a blatant way, that's totally different. Like just
yes,
using disrespectful profanity words out of anger, that's
yes,
totally different from
yes.
expressing how you truly feel in conversation.
Yes. But as far as me like using profanity with my grandmother on a daily basis, no. I was raised in church
Mm,
as well. I was raised Southern
right.
Baptist. I get that part. But when I get emotional, I'm a Cancer. I'm going to give it to you,
Give it to.
right? I'm going to give it to you.
Oh
And
man.
it's going to be raw and uncut.
So I got another question, and since this is King amongst Kings, and I love when my queens chime in, um, where, men, this is for my queens could chime in as well. For Shay, going silent on me.
Mhm.
Um,
No, I'm here. I'm here.
where did the superior complex came from?
Oh, I can answer that.
We go
Why?
one at a time. I'm gonna wait till my
Yeah.
name
I'm,
get called.
I can answer that to the fullest. Okay, so for me, I can't speak for other people, but for me, the superior complex and the men is because when we're given a title, I feel like we don't read into the fine print of that title. When I
Mm.
when I tell women we are not equal, they automatically go to, oh, you think you're ahead of me? No, I have to explain to you, baby. I can never do what a woman do. I can never bear a child. That's your role.
Right.
I can never. That's where we differ. Certain things I have to do in my life so that I can be a man, and certain things that's why we'll never be on equal as in like our roles in life, but as in like yoking together so that we can be our roles together. Men, when you hear a man say, "Oh, you're the head of the household," they automatically go to, "I'm over everything. I'm gonna control everything." They start having a
But
Hitler
that's the problem,
demeanor.
bro.
You can't like
That's the problem.
you got like people don't
Women
understand.
women are the head of the household these days. Men don't even want to get apartment. It's like women are hustling more than men. So it's like
And you know why it's
the
like that?
titles are trading.
You know why it's like that too, though, because let's go back to the vicious cycle, right? We're put in a zip code that's not good education. And you know,
Right.
we put in a zip code that doesn't have good education. So the black man doesn't get the education needed, and it's probably back to his grandparents. They didn't do what they were supposed to do in terms regarding
let
family.
me
So it's,
let me
so
let me can
Um,
I interject? I'm going to interject in
good.
that one. The reason why I'm going to interject, right? Because people, when people speak on education, they're stuck in a classroom, they're stuck with a degree or a diploma, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you really pay attention to the definition of education, it will tell you that it never stops, it continues.
Oh yeah,
So
correct.
that's
so
100
Correct.
we
percent.
That's
we need
correct.
to we need
Correct.
to understand that education go beyond the classroom first and foremost.
That's like the
Okay,
breakdown of
but
his
that's what I'm
story.
saying.
Correct.
Cause like what I mean by zip code is all right. So if you see where I live right now, right, my zip code is nothing but heroin, right, crack, cocaine, all these drugs around you. When I mean zip code, I
Right.
mean your environment, whether it be like I said,
Yeah.
whether it be education
Right.
in the streets, whether it be education in school. Well,
Right.
if wherever I ride by, all I see is prostitution, all I see is drugs. But if you go
Right.
to 30 minutes away, guess
Kimar,
what you're
mute your
gonna
mic.
see?
Kimar, mute your mic.
You go 30 minutes away, guess what you're going to see? You're going to see prosperity. And no offense, it's mostly white people in that prosperity because that's where they're put, that's where they're placed. So the cycle starts like that. The black man is getting all this, oh, well, you can't do it. You're not smart enough because you don't have an education. Not knowing that he's smart in his own regard. You can learn whatever you want to learn, you can do whatever you want to do. So he gets that ideation. He starts hanging out with the
Ideology.
wrong ideology. He starts hanging out with the wrong people, right? He goes to jail.
Mhm.
So boom, boom, boom. Now it's just like he gets a felony. Now it feels like, oh, I can't get a job. Now he has no other way. He feels like he has no other way. Keyword, he feels he has no other way because that's what he's been taught. So now it's he gets taken out the home. He can't provide for he meets this nice girl who likes him, but he can't provide for the family. So what happens is he gets taken out of the home, go back to jail, and guess what? She has to fend for herself any way she can because they have a child. She starts growing up. The women are forced to be the breadwinners now. So that,
Yes,
but then
yes.
and then it takes what it subconsciously does is when they look at a black man, they say, "Dang, he's kind of sorry. He can't even take care of me." They don't think that consciously, but subconsciously, you want to know a man can provide for you. You want to know, even if you're an independent woman,
Absolutely.
the
Yes,
the core
yes.
value of it is partnership. Whether you're an independent woman or independent man,
But
I applaud every independent woman. But it's just like if you
Yes.
want to be with a man, the back of your brain is saying, what can value can he give
but
to me,
look,
and what can I give to him?
Where's the
but
foundation?
look, but look, but
Where's the
look. This is
foundation?
what this is how
Can
they
I chime
twist
in?
it.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Give me a sec.
yeah,
Give
we
me a
can.
second. Give me a second, King. Let me get this off real quick. This is the thing. Like we were taught that a man is only a paycheck. A man is beyond a paycheck. If
Who
you
was
put
taught
Ooh.
that?
I'm
Who
not. I'm
said
not
Queen,
saying
that? Who
that. I'm
said
not
Queen,
saying
that?
that. I
Queen,
ain't
Hold
saying
Who?
that.
Queen.
Who
Let
was
me
taught that?
Queen. Okay, let me get this off because the same way we're in the stereotypical views of men actually looking at women the same way is the same way women actually view men a certain way. I'm not going to generalize it, but if it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. In this society now today, most men are look on as a paycheck. A
Right.
man is beyond that. A man is so much more.
I think you get me wrong when I say
No,
provide.
no. I'm not just speaking. I'm not just speaking on what you're saying. I'm
Okay.
utilizing part of what
Okay. All
you're
right.
saying.
All right.
So, and a man is so much more. But if a man doesn't have the mental capacity to do what he needs to do, it's gonna create conflict.
I agree
But
with you, Jay.
who is
I
stirring
agree.
who is
I
stirring
agree with
stirring
you
these
on
boys
that,
to be
Jermaine.
men?
I agree with you on that, Jermaine.
Repeat
100%.
repeat that, King.
Provide is way more than finance. Let me
That's what
just
I'm
put that
saying.
out
I agree
there.
with you.
What I'm saying, a man cannot learn how to be a man if a man isn't teaching him how to be a man. And this generation, this society, the
I,
households are being
I,
led by the moms, and a woman can't
Jermaine,
teach a man everything that a man can teach him. So it's already a problem right there. So it's like he's going out into the
hey,
world. He
King.
don't know how to treat woman. He never seen his mother get treated right. All he listens to is music that degrades women. So
Hey,
there
King.
you go.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that because
I,
in today's society, I feel like I see a lot of fathers that are young. See, I'm a young father, but my grandfather, I talk to my grandfather
Salute,
constantly.
King.
He's 80 years old.
right.
So he teaches me value on how to be a man,
Man,
right? I feel like young fathers teach their kids what they taught. Like, oh, you got to talk to a woman like this, and it's like that's not how you talk to a woman. You got to do this to do this. You got to do this, and so now they hold that value because you look at your father like a hero. So there's like if my father say it's law, because a lot of fathers aren't even there. So if you have a father that's there and he's teaching you wrong, you're gonna look at it like it's law. I'm
But
just
how do
Right.
you know? Hold on. How do you
Uh,
know something is wrong if you weren't taught the difference?
You
Right.
And,
don't. You
and let
don't.
me
See, I can
Point.
chime I
Hold
can
on.
chime in on
Hold
that
on. Hold on.
situation.
Hold on. Hold on. With who? Let
I
the
wanted to say something because I watched my mom be single for years, knowing that she was a good mom, and I never seen her get the love, and I never had the father figure in my life. Only thing I could do was
Uh-huh.
just witness how what I want my mom to have. So that's where
Yes.
my
Yes.
respect and
yeah.
everything came from. So
Yes.
you
Jermaine,
know,
Queen
Baba
Go
King.
got
ahead,
Baba.
Baba. Go ahead, Baba.
I'm listening to everybody, and it's like when I first came on, we
Mhm.
regurgitated the same thing. I am 74 years old.
Wow.
I'm the
Yeah.
father of 14 children,
shake,
4 sons and 10 daughters,
Wow.
bless
30, 36 grand and 8 great grand. I came through the period you're talking about.
Whew.
What happened? The system separated the black family when they de-industrialized the African American family. They took away because you back in the day you didn't need no degree to work at Bethlehem Steel and make more than a lot of teachers made. When they took us out of the industrial age and had us chasing Wall Street, they took away the power of the black family through social services. They took the male out of the house, and we lost extended family. We went to nursing homes. Back in the day, we didn't put our old folks in nursing homes because grandmother and auntie, they were there. And now my question, what is the average age of a grandmother nowadays? 30, 35? She's in competition with her 12 or 13-year-old
I
daughter.
heard younger.
No, what I have too, because I'm known to be younger than that. So we're barking at the symptom, but we're not dealing with the cause. We're in a system that's designed to destroy the structure of the black family. And we can attack each other all day long. What's the ratio female to male now?
Three
What is the
females per
ratio?
one male.
How many?
Yeah.
3 female per male.
No, it's 19 to 1.
Oh, 19 to 1 now. Oh, good Lord.
19 to
Oh
1.
wow.
Wow. And do you not know that your Bible tell you in Isaiah 4:1, it'll be 7 women to every 1 man in this day and time?
Mm.
We're fighting at the symptoms and not looking at the root. The system has been designed. When they came and created projects, it took the man out. If the man's there, she couldn't get welfare.
Hey, somebody is playing music in the background. Can you unmute
Couldn't
yourself?
get welfare. Okay, how hard you work, you couldn't find a job because they got you in, so because you became what you call a indentured servant. Put you in prison because they created laws to get you out, because the strongest thing we had was the black family. So then they came along with the feminist movement.
Yeah.
They said, well, all these things came in to destroy the black family. And we're now regurgitating because most women who had buried taught their daughter to look down on a man. My mother raised me. My mother raised me. I was raised by a black female, but she was a strong black female. And
Right.
don't tell me that a female can't raise a male, because who you think brought your butt in the world? She's your first teacher. If you can't respect your mother, you won't respect nobody. And like I said earlier, when a man sees his first daughter born, a child born, then you learn how to respect.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot from my mother, but I still feel like in my life there's a lot of things that I could have done better with the guidance of a male.
Yeah.
You
How y'all doing?
Society began to educate you because
Greetings,
you wanted
King.
You wanted to challenge
So,
your
man.
mother's authority. You wanted to challenge your mother's authority because those why you said the man will be the head of the house. The worst thing one can do is tell a young man, but you don't have a man, you the head of the house. How can a 9-year-old be the head of the damn house? They ain't got no job.
But
Right.
in the
But
position,
I want to
in the position that you are, right?
Go ahead.
Look at your age. You're 74, right? Your mother was a strong black woman, right? I'm just going to speak on my experience. My mother hates my father, so that's what was input into me. To hate who I am in myself. So in a way, I didn't respect nobody, and I can be totally honest about that. I didn't. Whenever my mom tried to talk to me, I couldn't hear it because it's just like,
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
How are you down in the essence of who I am? And then now it's just like, so you're trying to tell me, and even in today's side, I see it now every single day. I went to Walmart, right? The mother's cars were gone before Mother's Day was even here. Father's Day is past. All the cars are still there. The role of a man is becoming extinct because the
way. The system's got it designed that way.
But my mom didn't. My mom was toxic to herself because she hated my father. So I was taught to hate a man. I was taught to hate myself.
There's the curse. There it is. There it is. That's everything I was talking about. It's passed down through generation because you had a bad seed somewhere in their life and they pass it on. I've heard that same song and dance. You ain't no good. You ain't this, that, and other. So you strive to do better.
My mom allowed her female friends to call me a demon seed, allowed them to say whatever they wanted about me.
There's a problem right there.
And then like when I still notice myself, right? When I get a positive male role model in my life, I latch onto him because it's better than my DNA to want to be what everything I'm supposed to be, you know? So It's just like even some days I still have a hard time communicating with women, especially when I say something to them, right? And I'm not saying all, but when I say something to them, they pick and choose what they want to take from the conversation and then say, this is what you said. Have a good day, love. Have a nice one. I'm like, that's not what I said.
Hey, see, that's another problem.
How many of us used to look to our coaches and athletics to be our father figures?
So
why? But why isn't there black leaders, black lawyers, education to students, people with degrees, people who have really achieved a lot of things and they're black? We don't have to just
not in all communities. Not in all communities.
But look. Hey, Mary, I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna let you speak after this, right? The thing is, what I realized, like Baba, you correct, because it's who we're looking up to. Like we're making regular people that bleed like us now idols. and they're not supposed to be. You know, like everything starts within us, right? But if we don't have any guidance system, it's not going to work. Point blank period. We need to stop idolizing these people. And I really feel like we need to bring back the big brother programs, because I feel like as much as a woman does, only a man is fitting enough to establish and talk to another man. Not saying they can't learn from the queens. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But we're a lot more receptive when it's coming from a strong, positive Aboriginal male. Because I, for one,
alpha male.
I don't know who my father is up to this day. But you can't tell I'm lacking a male figure in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because all of my friends are either married or over 40. And that's who I pick from. I filter out what I want to filter out. Like, I'm a seeker of information and I love these things. So I gravitate to my elders more. Why? Because the perfect stories come from the elders.
Mm-hmm.
Amiri, it's your floor, King. Go ahead. What you wanted to call Men Alive?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good,
All
man.
right.
Good. How are you?
So I just came in. I think I go, what y'all talking about?
King amongst
Live everything.
King amongst kings. King is holding kings accountable and speak of stereotypical views, households, and so on and so forth. You know, like the last questions I raised was, where did the superior complex came from that have men believing they're more superior than a woman?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like let me speak to that, because I deal with that a lot. Like when you're looking at, and I actually was talking to somebody about this earlier, because even you have people who talk about.
Mute your
Can y'all
mic.
hear me?
I can't hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, like you have people who talk about like evolution, and I think that we get things misconstrued, because when you're talking about evolution, what you're actually looking at is the process through which we get variety in our ecosystem, in our environment, and within our species. The purpose of evolution is not to establish dominant species over subservient species. That's a trope that gets peddled. Like you hear it, people will call it survival of the fittest, but survival of the fittest is not a Darwinian concept. It's actually a concept that was created by a person named, I think his name is Charles Stanley. This guy was a eugenist. You know what I mean? So even when you're talking about dominance, superiority, these things are the result of leisure. You see what I mean? In a natural environment, when you have to contend with the elements, and when you have to contend with animals that will make a meal out of you, you don't have time to be thinking about who's dominant and who's not. You don't have time as a man. You don't have time to be thinking about, well, I'm supposed to be over the woman. You see what I mean? We only began to come up with these concepts as we became more advanced technologically. You see what I mean? And so because we were able to get more done in a shorter time because of mechanization and the inventions that that came with human development, then we begin to come up with these concepts and these ideas about being dominant over women, or being males being dominant over females. And what you actually have when you're looking at the human species is you have a duality, where you have a differentiation in the species between male and female, but male and female are in fact equals. You see what I mean? You can't have one without the other. It's like it's like daylight trying to say that it's over nighttime, or the sun saying that it's over the moon. And the truth is that primitive people didn't conceptualize gender this way. They didn't think of the male-female dynamic in this way. What you have is you have a lot of these Eurocentric concepts that's actually rooted in white supremacy and racism that's then filtered through capitalist ideas that we buy into. You see what I mean? Even when you're talking about the role of a man being a provider and a protector, but the truth is that the closer a group of people are to the equator, the more that the division of labor is geared toward gathering, which was the female component of the division of labor. The men hunted, the females gathered. So in tropical areas,
that's what I was going to speak on.
The mode of provision was more along the lines of the female division of labor. Like even if you look at Africa, majority of the farming that takes place and agriculture that takes place in Africa and tropical regions is not done by men, it's done by women. But we'll sit here and we'll peddle these ideas and these notions and these tropes that's not really rooted in any objective reality from a historical perspective. These are things that just have been peddled and have been made to sound good, because what they do is they orient white males as the dominant social group because they're the ones who control capitalism.
Sorry to cut you, bro. I believe I spoke upon that earlier. To relate on what you said about the women being out here being the hunters and they gathered. You know what I'm saying? I believe I spoke on that earlier because everything started with a woman. That's what I was trying to get my peers to understand. So all of our existence, everything started from a woman. Man had to be the counterpart in order to keep the balance between that deity. You know what I'm saying? Between that. So, we forgot that. So
I feel like everything that we ingest nowadays is a facade, right? And even the language we utilize, because it's broke up into so many different components, and the spells, the curses, the energy, so on and so forth. Like I learned this from my elder above here, because you keep educating on a daily basis. But Baba, can you explain the difference between a female and a woman?
Female and a woman? Wow.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Lady, female, and woman, they all differentiate.
No, but they differentiate in the energy wise, because if you matter of fact, Krishay, go ahead, you can explain it.
Okay, well, a woman will be a woman can probably tell you better, but go ahead.
Well, whenever you here's the thing, it just goes deeper. It goes deeper with what we speak and our vocabulary. If you look up the etymology of the word woman clearly states and says that it is a female slave. So I just received that information probably about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months, and myself, Jermaine, Shanae, Baba had given us that information, and it just kind of like we shut that down. We was just like, we could not make ourselves or allow ourselves to say the word woman, because what we speak into the atmosphere and what comes back, that's why the words are so So when you look at the etymology of the word and you see it, it just changes your mindset. Changes your mindset. So, etymology of the word means female slave.
But that's funny because, like Mary stated earlier, that's not our ideologies, right? But if you can go into the Black Law Dictionary and it says the same thing. Like when a woman marries, she becomes the man's slave. But we got to look at what man are they speaking of. It has nothing to do with us. It's like unconsciously we aiming to keep up with the Joneses, but the Joneses don't look like us.
You said women become the man's slave in marriage?
When a woman in marriage, a woman becomes a slave. But it doesn't.
I don't know about that one.
Bro,
I don't know.
bro.
No, it's
women
the woman being a slave.
Hold on.
Let me finish, bro. Bro, let me finish. It's written in law, bro.
Yes, it is.
It's written in law, but in today's society, it's different.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying. The ideology is not our own. There's two, bro. There's an original man and there's an hybrid man, bro. Like at the end of the day, that's what it is. We're original. Period. And we try to keep up with the hybrids, and everything the hybrids reflect, we take it up on ourselves. Like women feels the feminine movement applies to them. They jumped into it and it affected their household. Right? Yes. The same way men feel like they're trying to keep up.
Okay, bro. The answer that I agree with you completely, bro. But the answer that why do we have women supporting the LGBT? What is it? Is it the LGBT community? What is it called?
Yeah, something like.
You talking about
something like that? But then in the same sense, they hate the fact that men are being feminized. They hate the fact that men are losing their masculinity. So why support that and then be in defense of the other? I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I agree on that.
Bob's back. Bob's back.
It's called chess and checkers. That's a chess move.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
society. That's propaganda pumped out there by the media that's controlled by the WZO. Got you chasing all these illusions and missing the truth, what's going on in the background. While we chasing these illusions, they're creating laws and more laws to put us back in servitude. So while we're arguing about what this, that, and the other, remember the
Mm-hmm.
media society that governs our thinking, our so-called indoctrination and not education is kind of where we are today. And it's a carryover. We
You
as
guys
indigenous,
gigabytes.
somebody got some other
Do
background.
y'all
Yeah,
think this world be
yeah,
better off
Mike.
without technology?
You said this world.
Well,
No.
all of that, because
Say that again.
we have technology now that we didn't have 50, 60 years ago. And these
You
things
say, do
also
we
affect
think the
our
world is better off
vibration
without technology?
and our frequency of the way we think and function. Not only is our
Is
pioneers
that what you
man,
said?
our
Hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
hypothetical.
I said that.
Hey,
Do
hey,
y'all
hey,
think the world
listen,
better
give me a
off?
solid. Can you guys stop?
No, I
Can you guys stop
think we need
cutting?
it.
Can you guys stop cutting each other and let us finish each other finish their point? Like,
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I apologize.
nah, you good, King. We got to stop cutting into each other. Everybody's gonna get their opportunity.
Yeah.
Hey, King, finish what you were saying. Apology,
I,
King.
I was asking. I wanted to y'all opinion. If y'all think that technology was the biggest problem in this world right now, and if the world would be better off without it.
Can I answer that?
Yeah, sure.
I think religion is our biggest problem.
That's not, that's true.
I think the misinterpretation of religion is our biggest problem because religion was accurate until they got took out of context. So I feel like the misinterpretation of it and so many different hands it's been through is the problem.
When was it?
now,
When was
let me,
religion accurate? Go ahead.
let me
Go ahead.
allow me to ask this question.
Go ahead, Baba.
What's the etymology of the word religion? Where did it come from? Because it's
I
not
would
in
say
your.
Africa. History starts from Africa.
Where did Africa come from? Where did that name come from? Who gave it to us? Because that's not the original name of the land before it was named Africa. What was the original name of the land before? And I'm talking about going further than what we're looking at the continent.
Mm.
To be honest, I can't answer you that question. I don't have the knowledge. You can
That's
be
the
sure to
problem,
get to
because
it.
if we don't get to the root of how these things come to be and come into existence, we begin to regurgitate it, learn to look where it came from and who benefits the most from these terminologies.
You should have been a teacher. I would have went to your class. I mean, people would have
That's
only.
what I do. That's what I do. I've been involved since the 60s with the movement. I'm 74, and I've been in the movement. I've been with Dr. Abernathy and all of them, and Dick Gregory
May,
and them. And
Yeah,
because
we need more brothers like you, man.
may I say something?
Yeah.
May I say something real quick?
I
I feel
listen.
like as a older generation and as a younger generation, we need to connect because it's just like there's a lot that the older generation can teach us, but it's also a lot that we can teach them as well because it's just like I feel like what some older people tend to not realize is when I hear people like, "Oh, this music is trash," you can't say that. Everything
No,
evolves. Everything goes different. This may be their way of expressing themselves. Just because music was this way, doesn't mean it's gonna stay. That nothing stays the same. Everything changes.
same with changes.
When we're kids, we didn't look like this when we were children. I didn't have no beard when I was a kid. Everything has to evolve, but I feel like we need to sit down with everyone and just talk about the differences because I have a lot of older gentlemen talk to me, but the reason why they get frustrated is because it's just like you're not supposed to be this smart. I had one person tell me that before. An older
No,
gentleman
no,
told me you're
no,
not
no,
supposed to
no.
be this smart.
Nah, they
But
can't tell you that.
I was just like because it's just like you're supposed to be young. You're supposed to be inexperienced. You're supposed to I like, hey man, it's not my call. This is just how my life went. I've experienced the life of a 40-year-old man, and I'm 23. But I still have a lot more learning to do, of course. But one thing I just don't like is when an older generation tries to take away from the progress that I've made in my life, and now it's just like that makes me not want to listen to people. That makes me want to like,
And
what?
that's true.
Let me go talk to someone who is willing to hear my story.
But
So
Can I interject something here, please?
go ahead, sir.
Okay, that's the lie they taught us back. Like we got a generation gap. We got an age gap. That's a bunch of bovine excrement. That's the lie society sees, and it permeates through. Well, us old heads can't tell you, you young heads, but how else you gonna know if we don't show you how far we've come to get you where you need to go? Because our days are numbered.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that. What I was saying is, what I was
Not
saying is, what I was saying is, as an older generation, it's just like they try to take away from the fact that we actually do know things. Because I have a lot of older people come to me like, how do you work this smartphone? How do you do this? How do you do it? Well, that's not
True,
music.
true
This is
that.
this is music. But I'm just like, you can't say that. You can't say it because it's
And
just
we use
like,
the word they. Who is the they that say you can't?
oh, I have a lot of older people come to me and say that. When I
I
when
mean,
I
but
try to I've had a deacon, I've had a pastor tell me that thing. I've had
there's the problem right there. There's the problem. They don't
But
want
why?
to let go. They don't want to let go of that so-called authoritativeness and willing to give in to them because we can learn from each other.
yeah,
That's
I tried to
right.
be a youth pastor at one point, and then
What?
Mm,
they were like, nah, you're not qualified. I said, why? Because I'm 20. It was like, yeah, you
wow.
don't know enough. I'm like,
Look,
that's what the term says,
Baba,
youth
Baba, go
pastor.
ahead and give it to him, Baba. Go
yeah,
ahead and let him
I
know.
started preaching at 13 years of age. And the old man said, well, wait your time. I said, well, I got to wait for it because back in the old day, they didn't do a lot of studying. They did a lot of storytelling because they was 85% illiterate. And most times the preacher back in the church was told what to say. And they didn't go to school to learn later on until they started going to schools. So they told the story best they could. And a lot of them felt threatened because a young man could read, could decipher and understand. And I got turned down, I was turned down many times. I was ordained as a bishop at 21. I got my doctorate degree in theology at 35. So I was a threat.
Yeah,
So we got to
Yeah.
take the competition out of the young and the old because old for counsel, young for war. But we're in a competitive age among old against the young. A lot of
yeah,
old men trying to get youthfulness back because they Johnson and fell down in the middle. They trying to show they can still hang around. It ain't about that no more.
right.
It ain't
You know,
about that no more. And it's
I
our
have
time
a
to sit down and come to the table of reason and show you all the pitfalls that we encounter so you don't make the same mistakes.
and a wise man once told me also as well. The difference between a wise man and a fool is a fool learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from others. And this is why I hang out with older counsel myself. This is the reason why I am the way I am today. I'm not hanging out with younger people because like if you see me in person, you be like, this man is like he doesn't sag his pants, he articulates himself, he doesn't want to do all the things. And it's just like I'm not saying I'm better than everyone. I'm just saying I'm different. The way I know my life is
Why
set
not?
up, I'm different because it's just like
Why not? Why you're not better?
because it's just like I feel like everyone is equal.
So you,
Everyone can
you so,
evolve.
so so you feel like that it's going to create a problem. So I'm better. I I'm better than a whole lot of people, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
But that's the
Yeah,
thing.
certain things. At
But
certain
that's the
things.
thing. That's the thing that we need to look at too, due to our traumas and how we were raised. A lot of us are scared of that form of success and elevation. It's like
Hmm.
we destroy our own elevation before we even get there because we don't feel like we deserve it based on
Yeah,
how we were taught.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
we kill
it's
like
true.
believe it or not, I'm a parent as well, and I have to watch from a distance and analyze the way I was grown to say, yo, I will not kill my kid's potential.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I gotta
I
tell myself that on a daily basis. Yo, like don't kill your kid's potential. Parents kill their
mhm.
own kids' potential.
Kill a whole
Hey,
lot of dreams. Kill a whole lot of
Yeah.
dreams. Great minds by that and by religion. I didn't say spirituality. I said by religion.
Right.
This authentic mindset. You're
but
going to have to break that psychological chain. Otherwise, we are doomed because right now we're talking all this freedom, but there's no such thing as freedom. Right now, as long as we chase this white man's religion and concept of religion, we will ever stay slaves,
That's
mental
it.
slaves. You talk
Yeah.
about taking down Confederate statues, but you won't take the white Jesus out the damn church.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
man.
let's not. All
People
right,
get heated when I say that. People get
let's.
heated when I
All
say that.
right, let's because this is about the
But
men. We gonna
but
say it.
I'm
That's
gonna go
crazy.
on to go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna go on to something that has really like put a transition on my life as a man. Um, when I was younger, right? Um, Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back. There's a song by Jordan Lucas called ADHD, right? And in the song it says that ADHD is statistically in males because they're classified as rowdy and rambunctious, right? I was classified with ADHD, all these type of diagnoses, and my mother would put me on all these medications, right? And so as I got older, I was like, how are you going to give me a solution from the problem? Scientology was created by a racist person, so why would you give? How are you going to give me a solution to the problem you caused? And so, like it's just like I've been through so much, but it's just like my idea of family is kind of messed up because I didn't have a family. So my idea of a man is twisted. So I had to learn for myself. I had to go out there. I was on my own at the age of 8 years old. I moved to New Jersey at the age of 8, and like that's where everything just happened. Matter of fact, even further, everything happened in my life because I had to grow up young. My mom was in an abusive relationship with my father, so right away, my instinct of being, oh, you got to protect your mom, already kicked in at an age it shouldn't have kicked in already. It's just like I can't do nothing to help. I can't do nothing, so I'm already adulting at an age that I shouldn't be adulting at. So the image of a man was already twisted for me. I'm already seeing the way of my father's treat my mom. My mom is looking at me, oh, you look like your father, so I'm gonna disown you. And then like family for me was just like I didn't know a position I should have been in. And so like I hope I can share this as well, but I'm just gonna say it. Um, when I finally met the family that I met, um, it was amazing to me because well, the king up to the top left is actually my cousin, and I listened to some of his stories,
Hey,
and he
Kamar,
taught me
Kamar,
so.
mute your mic, man. The New York streets is, dude, mute your mic, bro. Yo, New York is the most noisiest state, man.
Yeah, right.
I love them though.
The king up to the left, the top left is my cousin, right? And I listen to everything he says because it's just like this has molded me. You know, I've stepped away back. We haven't talked in a while because I've stepped away to learn myself. So it's just like I have to learn, like it's okay to be this way. It's okay to not feel like a man has to have control over everything, because whether we know it or not, there's a feminine energy between male and female at every second. It's just like that's balance.
Yeah.
The same way a male has estrogen and testosterone, a female has estrogen and testosterone. We all have to have balance. It's just when people try to, you know, control that, they try to douse it. Everything has to have a balance. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Like when I was younger too, they gave me
I don't know if he cut
I
out.
think he might. I think he might cut out.
Yo,
Can you hear me?
we can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When I was younger, right? They said, "Oh, your son has ADHD, this and the third." So they try to test me to see, if I needed to be in special classes. They're already trying to take a black young man. I was going to a school that was predominantly white, so they're already trying to isolate me. They come to find out, they was like, "Miss Thomas, your son is actually tested a notch above genius." So it's just like, but
Wow.
so I was already a threat at a young age already, because my mindset was not on what other people were occupied with. My mindset was, how can I elevate myself every day? I was reading, I was doing all these things that you wouldn't see a child my age do. So
I
it's
love
just it's just
I love when YouTube flag me. I love when they flag me. That shows that something
it,
powerful is happening. But go ahead.
but
I
I
have a
just
I have a question.
go ahead.
Does a hyena teach let a lion teach his children?
No.
Why? So integration took the power from us, and we started going to the oppressor to be taught by somebody who ultimately has an innate hatred for us. 'Cause everything nature has an enemy,
Right.
and we automatically gave ours. Integration never happened. We assimilated, and they
Right.
was able to take away our geniusness and dumb us down so they could be superior. They are
Yeah.
inferior people, but they want you to be inferior.
Right.
What's the largest minority race in the world today?
No, I guess black. I'm
No,
sure.
No,
no,
it's the
no.
Jews.
Oh,
It's the Jews.
Jews. Oh,
Ain't
Jews.
but 13 million of them, but they run the world.
Yep.
Ain't but 13 million Jews in America and over there in the state of Israel. I didn't say the country because Israel ain't a country, it's a state.
Hmm.
13 million, and they run the world. And they don't talk like this, and they don't send their children to the Goyim's church or to the Goyim's school because they have their own.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
because they're united as well.
As long as you keep going to the oppressor, you can't fight and beg at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our problem. We
Yeah.
complain about a thing, but we don't try to solve it.
How do
Yep.
we how do we as kings elevate and teach other kings or princes to understand what it really means to be a king? How do we hold them accountable?
We have to change our appetite.
Mm.
We
And
have to
what way
change
you
our
mean?
appetite.
What
Got
way
to
you
change
mean?
our priorities. Got to change everything because we've been taught wrong. We've been taught from a left brain people, and we're right brain,
Hmm.
Okay.
and it's
Explain
jacked
that.
up.
You got to explain, Bobby. You can't
Yeah,
just
explain
you
that,
can't just give
Baba.
it.
He
What
said
you
he said
mean?
you gotta
What you
explain
mean?
Yeah,
it.
you
Yeah,
yeah,
what
you
you
dropped that gem. You gotta give it to him, Baba.
We
what
we
you
we went to the oppressor, which is a left brain reptilian who came from the planet of Niberia to the earth to teach us who are the indigenous people of planet Earth to
oh,
educate and miseducate. And they're not being done because they are inferior by all stems of nature. They are a mutated gene.
hmm.
Mm.
And you don't
So,
find a jackass trying to get a quarter horse to teach her how to be a quarter horse.
so I had to laugh
How
at
do
that.
one young man said something, said eugenics, the science of eugenics. Now, God started, but his cousin picked it up. How do you create a mule?
Mixing a horse,
A
mixing
horse
a horse
and
and a
a
jackass together.
donkey.
Okay, but a mule can't create himself, can he?
No, he cannot.
No.
Okay,
He,
so now we're all a bunch of mules. I'm an African American. That makes your ass a mule.
mm,
Yes, indeed.
There's
And
a landmass called African American. So
Hmm.
you have no identity or a culture.
mm,
two continents, right?
Two different, and they're not the same.
yeah, we don't even speak English. This is not even our language.
No, it's not. So we struggle with it because you don't read this the king thing. Hell, they don't speak the king's English. It's called Gothic. It's called Goth.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
72
Mm-hmm.
different languages, and it is an adulterated language that throws your vibration off. When did they change the music frequency from from G to A440? When did
Mm,
they change the beat from real beats to synthesizers? The
mm-hmm.
whole
Mm-hmm.
vibration of the black man changed because he's founded on the bass clef, not the treble clef. When you take with
Yeah.
the drum and the foundation, you lose all that is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
Queens.
And
good, Baba.
you were
We
absolutely
are
correct.
we
Oh,
are
good.
we are a synthesized people. We are a fictitious because we were created to be that way. But our real vibe is in the bass clef. We have no foundation because we've lost our foundation, and now we're
Mm.
arguing over symptoms and not dealing with the cause.
You know what I don't like though? I don't like the terminology we were created because in actuality
We,
we came.
we were because we were genetically in our minds have been altered. We don't think like we're supposed to think. We're told what to think, how
I
to
get
Mm-hmm.
think, what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that, and I respect that. But within society today, we fail to see that we're growing. You know, you cut your hair off, it grows back. We came out of the womb. We grew.
Growing where? Where we
I'm saying
growing to?
I'm saying we grew. Like
Uh,
like the terminology creation is just a little bit off to me because I'm growing every single day. Like
Are
You
we
growing to
growing
die
up,
though.
growing up or growing down?
Right.
I'm not listening to you.
oh man.
Stop it.
you're a real
It's,
you're a real piece of work, King. Queens,
it's like the Lion King. It's the circle of life. You grow to die.
Queens, Queens. What do you what's how do you feel about men today, whether adults or children, based on what you have seen and what you continue to see?
Um, I'll hit it first. Like I've always stated, no matter what, I still stand side by side with my kings, with my brothers. No matter what society has said, or no matter what the king may think of himself, I stand side by side with the king, with the brother, because I still believe in my brother. And I still believe in the unity of a king and a queen. I've always said that, and I mean, we've even joked about it. I before I go to the other side and date a woman, or before I date a white man, I would show up with a cute black midget, and everything's gonna be good. But I feel that strongly about my kings, because we, with the way society is and the way that the households are, and we got young brothers that are here even on this panel today that may not have gotten what they needed to get from a positive male role model, and they may have not gotten what they needed from the queen in the house, but yet here they are on this platform just as powerful as they can be. And I just want to say much love to each and every last one of you who've shared today, and even the ones that are listening. I still believe in y'all. I still have faith in my kings. I still love my kings, and I still support my kings. That would never change. I don't care what society throws out there. I don't care what you may think of yourself. I still see you as valuable. I still will address you as king. I don't care if your pants sag, and when I walk past you, I'm gonna say, "Hey, king, how you doing?" And I'm gonna keep moving, because I want you to think about that for a second. I still see you as a king, and that will continue. So that's kind of where I stand with that. That my love for my brothers would never die. Would
Hey
never
Shay,
die.
hey
Yeah.
Shay, I'm agree with you 100,000%. You see, like if we can have like all black princesses the way you think, we would have been, we could have been so much better, and that means they would have hated us so much more. If we
Hmm.
can have someone just like you the way you think, not judging a young black man and saying because he's sagging his pants, oh, he's no good, he's not coming out to nothing, he's just sitting on the corner every day just smoking and selling weed. You see how you say, hey, how you doing, brother, and keep it moving. If we could have
Hmm.
someone, if we could have all our women like that, all our princesses like that, we would have been so much better off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But hey,
I
can I chime
appreciate,
in on that?
I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so
Thank
much.
you.
And I just want to
Yeah.
say, like, what you said was very motivating as far as us being king. But for us to be a king, we gotta recognize what it is. You know what I'm saying? For you to recognize the
Hmm.
king in us means you recognize the queen in yourself. So namaste. And
Right.
when women start to do that, then they'll start holding themselves to accountable. Then we can hold ourselves to a standard. But we got to
Yeah.
know ourselves, and we got to heal from all of our afflictions because we go through a lot. We take what we've been through out on a lot of people. Even the parents
Hmm.
of the children, they do the same. They messed up their lives, so they cannot be the parents that they need to be for their kids, but they still stuck trying to enjoy something or fantasize about something. But
the
Hmm.
thing is the
Yeah.
thing is the thing is, man, we go through so much, but the problem is we're destroying our own people, we're destroying our own self. And now the problem is when someone get killed outside, like like what was going on the other day with the cop killing the guy in Minnesota, then we're going to jump and say, oh, these guys are so racist. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying everyone is racist, but some. But when they do that, we can't say, "Oh, why are you doing this and why are you doing that?" Because if you really look into it, we're destroying our own self. We're killing each other every day. A young black man is stabbing him. A young black man is shooting after him for what? When
I
the
agree,
real
bro.
problem is out there, we should all try to,
It's
uplift
popular
ourselves.
though.
You
Why?
know what I'm
Why is it
saying?
popular, bro? That's the main question. Why is it popular, bro?
I mean, basically, I think it's popular. I think it's popular because we've been through so much, and that's the problem on our side. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think we just need to come together, man, as one, and just once we together, like a legion, there's nothing can stop us. You know what I mean?
But
No, this
wait,
this
we gotta. I can answer that
It's
question, King.
pop.
I got. We got.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Queen. You have something to speak.
It's
I go after you.
it's popular due to the fact that we make everything popular. So if we make
Right.
popular celebrating ourselves, it becomes popular.
right,
That's
right.
just
I
what it
agree.
is.
I agree.
You need to set
So
the
the power
tone.
is with us.
The power is within us.
Right.
Everything we do becomes popular.
But
Everything.
Right.
It may be frowned upon initially, but 10
Hmm.
years from now, what's going on? We all know.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of like the
Hmm.
Matrix when the kid had the spoon and Neo was asking him. Neo's the one. He's asking the kid how he make the spoon bend, and the kid said,
Right.
"It's not the spoon that bend. It's actually you." So
Yeah.
Mm,
we need to understand that everything starts within. We're so focused on our exterior and chasing what's
right.
outside, we forgot to heal what's inside. And we, as a people, ha- haven't healed. We don't have the regular therapist on the block where we can go sit in and they let us
Yeah, I'm
expound on
here.
what we need to what we need
Martin
to
Luther, Martin Luther King was our therapy, brother. Martin Luther King was our
No,
therapy.
that,
no,
You
no,
know what I mean?
no,
no.
no, because it was that's the thing when I say we keep worshiping other people versus looking at ourselves, because everything starts with us. You know what I'm saying? Because
No, I understand. I
not
understand what you're
not
saying.
not everyone is gonna agree with what you're saying. So you got to change things from within. Like
Right.
honestly, if and it's crazy, like you may not look at this, but if I want you to change something about yourself, you know how I do it?
Yeah.
My mind and my heart is so powerful. I can sit and manifest and watch you change.
Right.
Got a
So
question. Got a question. Got a question.
Go ahead, Baba.
How many senses do we have?
We got
What's that
five,
again?
right?
Ask the question.
We got five,
How
right?
many senses do we have?
We got five, right?
Uh,
We've
Five
been
I said
senses.
talking.
seven.
You got
Seven.
9.
No. Okay.
How are you gonna have to explain
You got
that to me?
5 that you utilize through your sense, but then you got your astral body that has senses in them. Your
Hmm.
clairvoyance, intuition, and telepathic. Why don't we use these things?
We don't know about it. It's not popular. Like that's what I was getting back to. Like the things
Right.
we need to know is not popular.
Yeah. See, and when you use those, you become a threat.
Right.
You look through
They
muddy
don't
waters.
they don't want you to know about that. They don't want you to tap into your pineal gland so you can think like a god all day. They
but
want
that's
you
Yeah,
to think that somebody else is controlling you.
but that's the
and
Yep.
thing.
so you
That's what
take the
I'm
left
saying.
side or the right side of the hemisphere of your brain.
Hmm.
That's what I'm
What
saying. If
about the hypothalamus gland? I wait.
I,
What's the question?
which,
How about you talk about the pineal, but what about the hypothalamus? That's where
I,
everything
I
takes
don't know. I don't know too
I
much
don't
about.
know.
and
I
we
don't
learning
know.
King, so when you speak
So
that, you
Go.
gotta explain
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah. Go.
I'm
Go ahead
speaking
and
on myself. I'm
teach it,
speaking on
Baba.
myself also.
I'm,
Like when I speak, I'm
He's
not
talking
speaking
about
to
the
put anybody down.
midbrain.
I'm speaking on myself also
He's
because
talking
I don't
about
know them all.
he's
Yeah.
yeah.
talking about the midbrain, the inner brain. So
right. Yeah.
you have he's talking about the inner brain, right? So you have the
Right.
pineal gland. The pineal gland is like your skin of of the inner brain, right? So the
Okay,
gland speaks to the hypothalamus, which is the inner gland. That's what he's talking about. Is all
integrate. Okay,
look the endocrine system. That's what you need to be looking at.
I'm
Right.
about to
And
write it
see,
down now.
we're not taught to use these things because when the hypothalamus become calcified, that's why we get a mixing of the chromosome problem. You got male trying to act female and the female trying to act male, and it's all in your diet. We got so much soybean in our diet, it alters the whole process of our thinking.
So you
You
really,
all eat,
so you
you
think it's
all
food?
It is
Right?
soy and
Yeah, I
corn.
believe so
Soy
too.
product and corn. Corn
The-
is the hugest filler along with soy.
right.
It's
Yeah.
starch. It's just pure starch.
So
It
So
turns to sugar.
estrogen is also filled within the food that men contain as well. So a lot of food
Truth,
contain high level of estrogen. So if we
truth.
don't eat
and
like things like plant based carrots and things of the nature, you're not going to get the testosterone that the male may need.
But look,
Carrot is not
carrot
even
is it's
a
man
natural
made.
made.
We're
Right.
eating a lot of hybrid food that is not real food. They only look like food.
Yeah,
Since Montana
it's a
took over,
hybrid.
GMO took over, we don't
Well,
have
That,
real.
that's what we
Yeah,
need to talk about. What do we need to be eating? Like we know
we
the
need to
problem.
start. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. And my point. Until we change our diet, nothing's going to change. We got to change the way we things that we eat and that we process. It affects our way of thinking.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you, Baba. I hear you, Baba. What I'm saying is we don't know what to eat. What is it that we need to eat that controls our energies and our frequencies within
My
our
my
body?
my
It's not.
favorite nerd is not on here, and that's all he
Yeah,
does is
I
preach.
need Rich Lamar. We need Rich
all,
Lamar.
all,
Yeah,
all,
we need Rich. Yeah,
Yeah,
all he
Rich needs to be. This
does.
is right up his alley right here.
That's all he
yeah.
So
does.
That's Rich right there. Yeah.
See,
so
that's what I'm
so
saying. Yeah,
can I
that's
chime
this.
in?
I love this conversation because it's
Can
not
I chime
popular.
in
Like
a
this is the
little
only
bit?
time we can. Go
Who's
ahead. Go
about?
ahead.
Where is he?
Yeah, I don't know,
I
but
got him.
let
I
me
got him.
chime in a little bit because I got a little bit. I got a little knowledge on this. King, just to kind of, you said, what should we be eating? The main thing that you want to focus on is alkaline. If you stay alkaline, you can't go wrong. If you're not sure what the alkaline list
Like the
is,
water.
you
I don't
got
even know about alkaline water.
no, it's alkaline foods,
Electric food.
veggies.
Electric food.
Yeah,
That's not
electric
a bad
food.
name.
You want to go with, if you are you could do a Google search, Dr. Sabi's alkaline list of foods.
So
It's gonna pull up and it's gonna show you everything. It's gonna be a lot of stuff that you be like, oh, I like that. I've been eating that the whole time. But if we don't have that knowledge, we can't share it with one another. But as
Right.
long as you're eating food that are high frequency foods, electric foods, alkaline foods,
Hmm.
that's gonna help with all of those other elements that Baba was just talking about. Because whenever food is an addiction, a lot of
Right.
people don't realize they're addicted to food until they're stripped from it. If you take, let's just say, if you take a week and you took yourself off of
sugar.
meats and
Sure.
sugar,
I'm very
but,
aware
but
of like
yeah,
dopamine and stuff like that. I
yeah,
understand
but
like cravings,
yeah,
addiction, porn addiction,
that's
all those
right.
things
That's right.
really
It's
really
it's
bother
all
the mind.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all the same. So whenever you eating food that's high frequency foods, your whole balance, everything about you is on a higher frequency. It's almost as
Right.
if you're floating. You understand what I'm saying? So you become more in tune with
Alkaline,
self.
okay.
You draw positive energy towards you.
Hmm.
Your vision, the way you see things are different. Your speech is different, and everything that how you carry yourself, you will start drawing that type of electricity towards you. So
Right.
it just look up alkaline food list,
Okay,
Dr.
thank you
Sabi
so much.
alkaline food list. You're welcome, and
Um,
it'll give you that. That's a good way to start.
and
So
another thing I want to tell you guys, like if you have Google on your phone as a search engine, switch it to DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo get no, I'm serious. DuckDuckGo actually gives you the privacy that you need. What I'm speaking about
Dun, dun,
privacy,
dun.
I'm talking about you ever talk about you ever be on the phone or not on the phone talking to your friend about something, as soon as you go on Facebook you see the same thing you were talking about, because
Yeah.
your phone is always listening. So DuckDuckGo eliminates all of that.
Dr. Go.
Yeah, DuckDuckGo, DuckDuckGo. That search engine helps you out a lot. It actually censors Google.
Okay.
That's
Um,
what.
and to touch base on what Queen says, what we fail to understand that we create an entity to everything as well. When you put certain foods in your body, you create a certain entity that crave not only the sugar but the starch and certain things. So
Yeah.
it's like you feel like you can't get off it. It feels like crack because that's what
Yeah,
sugar.
yeah, like
It's an
I can be
addiction.
personal with y'all because I feel like there's a high vibrational energy within this group, so I feel like I can speak on certain things without getting judged from a regular standpoint. Because I had like
Yeah.
a very very strong addiction to pornography. I watched it like before I ate. It was bad. It was like to the point where I would not even do anything but watching it. But I had to break
Yeah.
myself out of it. It felt almost like I was a consequence. It felt like a consequence to myself. Like myself wanted it so bad, but another part of me
Yeah.
was like, "You need to stop this. It's not right." You know what I'm saying? So now it's going like 2 weeks I've been doing good, but I've been having like these little urges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I said about appetite. What I said about appetite, it go further than just a meal.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Everything,
not.
everything in the world has a spirit attached to it, and everything wants to live. Once it attaches you, the host, it becomes like a parasite, and it's going to
Parasite,
feed
yeah.
on your
So
emotions.
there's a way. Is there a way to like to remove it? Like,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You gotta cleanse yourself, King.
Everything can be changed in 21 days. You can break any frequency or any vibration through meditation and fasting in 21 days. It's gone.
So
like
that's
I
a
said, I'm
fetish.
on
That's
two.
a
I'm on
fetish.
2 weeks now, man. So that's
Yeah,
that's good news.
I don't see
That's-
Sinead, but there are crystals. There are crystals that you can use to meditate with that
Mhm.
offer a frequency that will change the crystals in your system.
Right.
Miles, you hanging in with us? You good?
And
Man,
look,
crazy.
just to piggyback on what Baba said about the crystals, for the men, it's a lot of crystals are. If you look up what it is that you want, you can actually find a crystal for it. For most men, tiger's eye is really good. Hematite, that's the kind of silver. Y'all seen these stones that I've called. You've seen them before. You just didn't know the name. Another good one is black obsidian, and that's helping with focus and drive.
Mhm.
You have shungite. Shungite is exceptional right now because of things going on with 5G. It actually stops the radiation, the emission of 5G. Whenever you have those stones on you, on your body, in your home, it's called shungite. So a
Shut
lot
up.
of those stones, if you keep them on your person. Also, too, we talking about stones, but we could talk about high John too, Baba, because that would be good for the brothers too in strength, right?
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
So
and these are things that we can do for ourselves to strengthen our spiritual. Not our spiritual man is starving to death. You're feeding your natural man, but your spiritual man is dying, and that's why you have these cravings that you're having.
Right.
But that's the
Understand?
separation. They separate the two. They don't tell you it's the same thing. They don't tell you what you're
Yeah, but
feeding.
and that's called indoctrination instead of education. But now I'm enjoying this because I'm learning as I'm listening, and I'm not here just running my mouth. I've been through a lot of these things, experienced as a young man. Going through the military, going through this system, going to church, trying to find Jesus. And I guess instead of him being lost, I was lost. When I found me, I let him go. You know what I mean? And
Who
I
you let
began to.
go? Who you
I
let
let
go?
Jersey go.
Kicked out.
I let him go. I let
No,
him
no, I
go.
got kicked out. My phone kicked out, man. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Who
So,
you let go, Bobby? Bobby.
huh?
Who you let go?
I
What do you
let
mean?
Jesus, I let Caesar Borgia, that white blonde haired hippie on the stick, go, and then look to myself.
Oh, so you're saying you let God go. That's what you're
What
saying.
God? I mean, when did he become a God? Because man made
Hey,
him a God.
how did God
Uh,
automatically be a male figure?
Man,
uh,
how did a picture become the dominance in the home and become a
But
God
that's
when it
but
didn't
I
exist
mean,
in the
I,
other writings?
that's what they, that's what
you
they
were
show
taught.
us as pictures.
You were
Yeah, that's
taught
what we
Right.
were
this,
taught,
right?
And
but
and like
the fact is,
like Wayne said,
the fact,
anything you put energy into, you make it deified. You got 5.8 billion folks that believe in that cat, and they made him a deity. Though he don't exist, there's no historical records on him. But you still believe like you
But
believe
but
Santa Claus, and
but they
you
bringing
pray
him.
to him, and Corona steady going up. So where's Jesus at now?
so
Hey, so is
you
Jesus
don't
Christ
believe,
two
right?
different deities?
So you don't believe Jesus Christ, then?
Now, wait a minute, Christ is not a deity. That's a title. How can a title
Right.
become?
So two different names, Jesus and Christ.
It's a combination. But so who is Jesus? There is no. So there is. You can't find Jesus even in the original King James. He don't exist. That's Zeus, Esus.
Hmm.
So where did this stuff come from? Why did it take
I don't know,
1,800
man.
years to make him be a deity from the
But you
9th
gotta
century? So,
but you
so
gotta
you
look
know
at it too,
we're
Baba.
chasing an illusion of another man's ideology, claiming it for ours, and we don't know nothing about our spirituality.
But everything started from a woman. So how How did he automatically be a man if everything started from a woman?
Because the writers, the translators, and transliterators made him into a figure of a man or a person that did not exist, does not exist to today, and the Christian apologists want you to say that bill of good because that's the same joker they used to hoodwink all the slaves.
So
Bible didn't pull it.
so you basically saying there is no God, basically.
Give me the definition of a God. Give me the etymology of God. Where did it come from?
Where does it come from?
What's the etymology of the word? Because until Old English or Old English, there was no such word in the ancient text as word God.
I mean,
It's
that's the
not
way.
there.
I mean, that's the way. That's
I
the way
know
I
we were
was
taught,
taught. You know what I'm saying?
but it's
That's the
not
way
there.
I was taught. You know.
Look it up. Do the etymology of the word God. Shay, where did Shay go? Shay, do the etymology of the word God because that's our problem. We take a word and we run with it and don't understand the origin of it. What is the origin of the word God? How did it come into the writing? Because even the Jews don't use that word.
Kimar,
They say
mute your mic. Kimar, the background noise.
so. Look at the etymology of the word. Who started it? Where did it come from? And what does it represent? The word God is dog in reverse because the Romans worship the ruminant and ramblers, the ones who suck the wolf of the tits of the wolf. So it has nothing to do with this. You can't find the word Jesus in your old, if you follow the Bible in the old text. It's not there. Neither is Christianity. Christianity was started by black men at Antioch in 60 AD. They were called Cretans. We call them Cretans by the black men who ran the church at Antioch. They're no thing as a
So
Christian. The
so
word
why
Christian
you
means idiot.
so why you feel we gave away our spirituality to obtain something that's an illusion?
We went for the glitter and the gold. We went for the proper lad. We went for what was easily acceptable. Because if I believe in Jesus, I can eat. If I don't, then I starve. What you gonna do?
You're gonna try to eat.
All right, you gonna lie and say I believe, but all you want to do is eat. And
Yeah.
most countries, if you don't believe in Jesus, you can't get a loan at the bank. What you gonna do?
Oh man.
You got to play the game, people. We practice one thing in the daylight, but at night, I ask us to practice badoon in the dark. We practice our spirituality because that's
Hey,
how we followed it.
I'm
hey,
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Abraham said God is not dog in reverse.
It
Elder,
is.
that's not true.
Okay,
It
well,
is.
I do have the etymology of the word God.
Come
Okay, so,
on with it.
all right, so here we go. It is in Christianity and other monotheistic theistic religions, the creator and ruler of the universe and source of moral authority, the supreme being. And then two says superhuman being or spirited worship as having power over nature or human fortunes, a deity. And then it says an image, idol, animal, or other object worship as divine or symbolizing a god, lowercase g.
Forget the lowercase, uppercase, and and who was the originator of the word? What's the etymology of the word? Not them, but the etymology of the word. Who created it?
Let's see, let me keep going down.
Yeah,
Who,
because there's a lot.
who created the word?
All right, the origin of the word is Germanic.
Dramatic.
Yes. Dutch.
Dramatic language. And it wasn't no Greek, it wasn't no Hebrew, it was from a Germanic people, which are Gothic people who gave you the word, and they worship dogs.
Yes. Yep. It says German God.
That is Gothic. So you're following another man's followers with even that word, and that word alone also imprison your mind. It becomes a mantra. I believe in God. What is God's name? It's 330,000 gods in the world. What is God's name? I believe in God. Do what Moses did on the mountain when he talked to the burning bush. He said, "What is your name?" What I tell people your name is.
Right.
Every nation has a God that has a name, a person mind of what they say of God. You got Buddha, you got Confucius, but when it comes to the black man, What is the name of your ancestors' deity? And it ain't Jesus.
Mm.
And that's our problem. We don't know our power base. And we deny our own assets, still chasing the illusion of of this so-called Savior God.
Yeah.
Christianity and Islam is the only religion that has a Savior God concept in it outside of maybe Buddhism. You got Buddha. Do you not know that the first 11 chapters of the Bible is all myth and legend, Jewish myth and legend, they're lie?
Mm.
I got a
They tell you
question
that,
though.
okay?
Since we're on the time, this is a good live, but since we're on the topic of kings,
That's our
right?
problem. Religion is our problem.
That's one of our main issues, correct?
That is one
Yeah.
of that is the flagship of white supremacy.
Yes, it is.
It is
But
the
see, the
flag.
thing,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
if we don't have elders that's willing to speak and teach us these things, we're unaware, or teach us how to get the information, we won't get it because we're stuck with the ones that ingest this night and day, right? And they don't want to let
Yeah,
it go. They don't want to
because the
let it
media hype it up. We fall for the hype. I challenge you to look up the Piso family. Look at the Piso family. Piso.
Okay, hold on.
But within the same, you don't want to stray from the topic. But
Because I'm trying to let us know all everything we talked about, the families and the family structures and the abuse of the women, it all comes out of religious teachings. Even our emotions already framed by some religious ideology. You can't respect what because you've been taught that and they've been fed that in circular life and in religious life. Woman, do not usurp authority over the man. One wife, obey your husband. Suppose you haven't got one.
Oh, this is good. I see a lot of people kind of dropped off, but I hope they're still listening.
Yeah,
So I'm going to read this. So Jermaine,
Piso
the
family.
Piso family, it says the Piso family used the Christian writings to inflict hatred against the surviving Jews. Arius Compranuius Piso's sons and grandsons created the Catholic Church and played as the church fathers. The church continued creating lies and hatred against the Jews all through Middle Ages. And also, I saw that the Piso family also wrote the New Testament. So you had a whole family come together to write the New Testament.
And our whole battle is the Jews fighting against Christians. They call them Goyins, and we're calling a war that we have nothing to do with.
That's right.
But I was told that God came from the Hebrew nation. So which is it? Like,
There's no word for God in the Hebrew word. Word Hebrew is not a nation. That is a principle of that is a title. I mean, he that crossed over. Then there's the thing is a Hebrew. They label that Hebrew and Israelite. Remember, if there is no Adam and Eve and there's no Noah, there's no Abraham because Abraham's father's name was Terah. Terah was one of the descendants of Noah. And the first 11 chapter of the Bible, Genesis, is all Jewish myth and legend. For Shay, Shay,
Yeah.
do Jewish mythology. Go Jewish mythology.
Okay. Hold on.
yeah, I got some studying to do tonight. Yeah.
Jewish
All
mythology.
right, here we go. It says Jewish mythology is a major literary element of the body of folklore found in sacred texts and in traditional narratives to help explain and symbolize Jewish culture and Judaism.
Keep going.
All right, hold on. Let me open up another one. Let me go to this one. All right, it's opening. All right, myths. Biblical myths are found mainly in the first 11 chapters of Genesis, the first books of the Bible. The
So
first book of
all
the
the
Bible
first 11 chapters is all Jewish. It's all lies
is
that
all
we're
right.
following, and it's no truth to it, right?
That's
When the
right.
book, like they say the beginning start in Genesis, right? The beginning of earth, day and light.
Everything, yeah. And that's their mythology. That's not ours. Their stories older than that.
Yeah.
I did a video that the black man go back 2.5 billion years.
Before
We as
Christ.
We go back 2.5 billion years. If the female ruled the earth 2 billion years ago, we go back 2.5 billion years ago. And the Jews got their story from us. It's called Ephaism, the ancient teacher of our ancestors.
Mm.
And it's a feminine energy, the great creative mother.
Rich
But
King,
that's
welcome.
okay.
Hey, that's deep, man.
Welcome,
Appreciate that,
welcome.
Baba.
Hey,
Welcome.
we needed you. I remember King asked a few minutes ago, because Baba was talking about changing the diet. He wanted to know what are some of the
Uh,
things that they can eat because that's your alley, Mister Holistic.
Man, look, I
Yeah,
was
man. We
trying to
need to know
fill
them eat
in,
the right
Rich.
foods, man.
Rich, I was trying to fill in.
We
Nah,
needed you.
nah, I appreciate being out here. Y'all changed the times on me, so I couldn't come in till late. But yeah, to touch on that, the body doesn't need our thought. So the less you put in your body, the more your body can tell you what's happening.
Right.
So the
So
best
like
way,
signals.
yeah, it's just like when you gotta urinate. You the only one knows. Nobody on this
Right,
panel knows.
right.
But we got to look beyond the surface of how the body communicates. The body tells us what to do, but we've been programmed to tell our body what to do. And the best way to do that is what we stop. When you stop the wrong thing, the right thing in the body happens all by itself. And so, what's the wrong thing?
Right. Double here.
Everything that's out there, everything that's in the supermarkets. The right things is like natural herbs and
Yeah, like the queen in the video earlier, she mentioned a lot of alkaline food. I didn't know it was alkaline food. I was specifically on the water. I didn't really know it was alkaline food, but that's important to know.
yeah, she was correct. Everything that's natural is alkaline. Everything that the earth created that man didn't try to
Yeah.
hybrid is alkaline. The earth is a healthy existence. So dandelions is alkaline. And see, it was a time that we didn't have to know about biochemistry to eat. Now we do. So uh, you can get a tester to test what is alkaline or not. But you start with stopping the sugar and the meat and the dairy and the soy. Start there. If you stop meat, dairy, soy, and sugar, the body automatically heals itself in 48 hours.
See, I don't know. You might have to inform me a little bit more on what exactly soy is. I never really knew exactly what it is, but
Yeah,
everything else I'm pretty much.
just grab something in your cupboard and look at the ingredients. Whenever you see something that says lactin, soy, soybean, all that soy. And so I'm just giving you a rough draft, but
So it's like any type of beans, pinto beans.
no.
Oh,
There's something called a soybean. There's something called it's going to say soy on it.
Soy is poisonous. It was
Yeah,
created. It was created to create glue. It's like one of the main components in glue.
yeah. It's
And also,
If you
something.
don't,
It's
you don't. If you
something.
don't ask, you don't know.
it sterilizes you also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
it attacks your glands. It'll make
It
a male.
sterilizes.
It'll make a male want to be a female.
Yeah, that's it.
and let me and here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Damn, man.
Here's the
man,
thing. You've had soy. You just didn't know you had it. If you eat
Right.
McDonald's,
McDonald's,
Burger King,
all the burgers,
Wendy's, if you eat any of those any fast food, you're gonna run
it's
across soy.
Nah, cause I noticed like a lot of men they have like a lot of girly traits. Like even like how they
That's the
just
diet.
respond and talk. They be fidgety. They throw their lips and their hands. I be wanting to know like what is they eating. And I don't want to have to go through that. So we need to break that
but
down.
whether
and
Right.
you ever notice some of the women as well? They look more masculine and
Yeah, they look like linebackers. Like they daddy daughter. They really look like they daddy daughter. Like,
Yeah, and you
so,
see this and you see the switch, but it's a deep thing, but it's something that you really, if you're really serious about it, you really got to sit down and look at it, and we'll sit down and we'll talk about it so you can look at it, because the whole thing is everything that's out there, it has blood, starch, and soy and sugar in it. They
So
just
y'all
changed
telling
the
me
name.
McDonald's making men feminine?
That's McDevils,
Yes,
man.
that's exactly it.
Bro, I'm not even gonna take it as far and let you know there's human DNA in it.
Yeah,
What?
Yep.
you
I
no.
zip for
What?
McDonald's anyway, but
Oh my bad.
damn, man.
My bad.
Oh
My
man.
bad. My bad.
Wow.
No
Damn.
fast food out there is good for you. Put it that way. No
Yeah.
Say
fast
that.
food is nothing out there. None of them grease and all that. Like I said, if you stop the sugar, the meat, the dairy, and the soy, you're gonna see the difference and feel the difference in 48 hours. Just 48
But
hours.
the reason I'm so concerned on this specific subject is because like me being on this spiritual journey that I'm on, I've been focusing on like what I'm eating and the things. I really believe in energy. I know that the food that we eat, that we cook, has been through trauma. Like I can only just imagine a bunch of pigs waiting to get their head cut off to get turned to hot dogs. Like that's
Yeah,
like
Oh
got to
but
be
but
man.
traumatized.
but see, brother, you can't start a spiritual journey without changing your diet first.
That's
Right.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why I was trying to be aware of what to eat. You know what I'm saying? As
No,
far
you
as the food that
be aware of what not to eat. There's things out there that I don't know about. Nobody knows the whole earth.
That's right.
So you got to
right.
start at what you got to start at what not to do,
Right.
and
Gotcha.
that's those four things: meat, sugar, dairy, and soy.
Meat, sugar,
Stop
dairy,
that.
soy.
Stop that.
I'm I'm sorry, brother Jermaine.
I know you. Dan, you could not overlook it. You want me to put it back on the screen?
I saw what my
You want me to put it
Abraham
back
put
on
up
it?
there.
You want me to put it back?
Yeah.
I knew
Put
I,
that.
it back there.
I
Put
saw
it
it
up there
too.
Appreciate that,
I
bro.
was about to
so
instigate.
I can educate him because he over there eating whoop cookies.
That's what.
Go ahead, Bob, because I saw it too. I was about to instigate.
That's why I took it off the
Over there
screen.
eating whoop cookies.
I took it off the screen super quick, wondering like, oh, I hope nobody saw it.
I saw that.
I saw it too. Go ahead, Baba. Go ahead.
Here, here's what exactly what I've been saying about. Here's a man trying to. He's talking about Amhoric. If Adam and Eve didn't exist, there's no Hebrews, because that means that Abraham's daddy's name was Terah. He's a descendant of Noah. That's in the 10th chapter of the book Genesis. 11th chapter is all mythology. He has the audacity to quote 2 Chronicles 7:14. That asks a question: if my people that is called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will heal the land and forgive the sins. First of all, who is that talking? Who is he talking to? What is
Right.
this person? What is this God's name that said, if my people shows ownership? Unless you go and read Exodus, the 3rd chapter, the 13th and 14th verse, you don't know the name of who's talking. And the people talking to the people called Yasharon. Israel is the name of that God. That God name is Yah. That is 1961 in your strong concordance. In Psalm 68 and 4 is 3050 in the Hebrew language. It is Yah. Ha is feminine. Yah is feminine. That God is a feminine God, a goddess.
I
Okay,
guess he
you
got. I guess
turn
he.
around and you want to say who is the people? It's the name of the people is Yasharon or Yasha Allah, not Israel. Israel is three pagan deities: Isis, Ra, and El. That is Egyptian. It has nothing to do with so-called Hebrew Israelite or Israel Israelite.
Okay,
So
so I guess
what is go
he's
ahead,
Do
go
not
ahead, King.
do not
he's talking to you.
so,
So I'm gonna sit back and let you address all of this.
Baba, can you see that?
yeah, I see it. Do you know anything about
No, he didn't say
slavery?
you know. He said you don't know.
Well, that's all right. Tell you what, I bring him on and I'll debate it, and I show him he don't know shit and shine over.
We don't debate, but
Oh man.
Go back to the house and sit down because he's talking to the wrong one. I've been there. I've been ordained in the religion. I know where it come from. Tell me to refute the man that gave it to him. Even the Jews said it's mythology. So you gonna call their story a lie? They weren't totally lie to you.
he said that's a lie.
Well, okay, cool. You can say that, but I know it sure is a lie. You're right. So I tell you what. Tell him to get Galatians 4:20 and 21 and read it. Even his Bible says it's a lie. Hey,
Back to
Shay,
Yeah.
okay, I'll leave it alone because
Back
Galatians
to
verse 20 and 21.
Okay, hold on.
Out of his own Bible, he tells me that it's a lie. They don't believe your Bible, it's a lie.
Galatians, what is it?
Galatians
Lord.
4 chapter,
Oh
verse
man.
20 and 21. I'm gonna leave it alone, but he come on here playing with himself. Tell him quit getting intellectual masturbation. Quit playing with himself.
Ooh.
Oh, what's going on? Like,
Oh, man.
I'm here as a student. I'm not trying to argue.
No, not you, King. He's
No,
Oh,
talking
he's not
about who's in the
serious.
comments.
I'm
It's a
talking to the brother
comment.
okay.
Africa talking crazy, but I'm not talking to you, my brother. I want to give you my
Cause you know I put myself out there, man. I thought that was a setup, man. I know I put myself out there early, man. Hey, I told you I'm 2 weeks strong, man. I'm no longer that.
no. I want to give you my phone. We'll talk later, but Shay, now verse 20 and 21.
Verse 20 and 21.
Yeah.
Here we
Okay.
go. I'm gonna mute myself, man. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 20 and 21. All right. Let's go ahead and hit go. All right. All right. Galatians. Let me make sure I get the King James version. That's what we want, right?
You're on your phone. You had your book because I want the King James back. I want to hear
Yeah,
this.
that's what I got. I got the King James version. All right,
Okay.
here we go. It's coming up. All right. King James, Galatians 4, 20 and 21. I desire to be present with you now and to change my voice, for I stand in doubt of you. Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law?
22.
Okay.
Verse 22.
Verse 22.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And 22 and through 24. It's
All
a key
right.
word that you look at.
Okay, here we go. It's coming up now. And we're off. All right, here we go.
It is written.
Oh, my phone won't let me be great. Here we go. It says, for it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one of a bondmaid, the other one by a free woman.
22.
But he who was the bondwoman was born after, but he of the free woman was by promise.
24. Watch this key word.
Which things are an allegory.
Which things are an allegory. You know what an allegory is?
It's a lie.
Like a story, right?
Abraham is a lie. Give me the definition of allegory.
So there you go. It's right there in verse 24 in the King James Version to the brother. Galatians 4, chapter 4, verse 24. The first line of it says, which things are an allegory.
You don't know your Bible either, Abraham. I was thinking you might think you know, and it's not Hebrew. It's called Yiddish. If you're studying. There's no Bible. You can't write the word.
Man.
Write the word Israel in your language. It's not there. 22 consonants. So what is an allegory, Shay?
Okay, hold on, Bob.
Allegory is what?
An allegory is a lie. It's not the truth.
So the writer says that Abraham's story is a lie. You're gonna say it ain't, but you didn't write the Bible. You didn't write the book, so you don't know about the book. I'll rest my case. Go ahead, Jermaine.
Hey Bobby, see all this hot. You see all this hot mess you've been talking this whole live.
Yo,
Guy,
YouTube got everybody, man.
YouTube censored us. YouTube done delete the live off the show. I'm sorry.
It was.
Hey, Baba need a podcast, man.
Oh man.
The truth.
Look, and look, I'm just going to read this for the brother Abraham, just so you can have the definition of allegory. Is a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one.
Shout out to Royce the 5'9" for the allegory.
Yeah.
But Kings,
Yo,
Sincerely, how do we elevate from here?
We got to get rid of the
well,
lie.
take from everything. All I know is eat better food, alkaline base, meditation, and things of that nature. You know, we really can't change a full generation, and you only can start within yourself. Once you master yourself, then you can be somebody you can look up to in order to be somebody somebody else can look model. So that's what I got from it. I went here for no reason.
I say to that, Mo Dupe. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
I shake.
Yeah.
For me, one of the queens that's on the panel. Shout out to my sister Shanae. I know she had to leave, and her son. What I learned is at the end of the day, as a queen myself,
I was
I'm
getting
still
lame,
gonna,
man,
I
in
still
class.
hold I still hold my kings to highest thing. I still love y'all. I still support y'all. I acknowledge y'all as being my kings, and I'm here for you. And here's the thing. Uh, they blocked us because we were speaking and uplifting our brother. That's not something that the YouTube family wants to hear. But I'm here for it. I got y'all. I'm supporting y'all. I'm just as you
So
support
going
me.
forward, how do we contact y'all? I would love to know, be a part of what y'all got going on, or learn more about what y'all trying to put out, because y'all putting out some valuable information. So if y'all got like pages, links, please just inbox me with them.
Once the live is over, we stay on in the background and you can swap information. If you
Yeah.
wanna know about the diet, Rich does a no stress life. So I can give you his contacts and his page and so on. You can follow
Yeah,
his
they'll be
group and
fine.
stuff like
Because
that as
I
well.
currently have some things going on my end. So unfortunately, have to be leaving you guys. But I really appreciate each and every one of y'all, no kings and queens. So thank y'all for y'all time and
Uh,
y'all encouragement.
Gratitude for joining, King.
Gratitude.
Appreciate that, man.
Same here. Gratitude. Yes.
So now you got Abraham. He wants to do a one-on-one with you.
Abraham is over there talking about he might speak a form of so-called Hebrew. That's fine and good, but he don't know his book. He
All right,
don't know the book.
we gonna
And, and,
leave that.
and when he quoted Second Chronicles 7:14, that told him he didn't know the book. I told him right there, that answered everything. When you quote Second Chronicles 7:14, which asks a question, said, if my people that are called by my name. So what is my name and who is my people? You got to answer that. And he can't do it. He can't do it.
Queen Pache.
Hey.
It's getting hot in here.
It's hot. It's hot in alligator grease.
Oh man.
I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all.
Oh man.
We're gonna break this show down. It's time to conclude.
All
So
right.
I would love for you guys to leave our kings with a message.
Know thyself, and the world will change with you.
Oh, that's powerful.
Oh
Uh,
man.
my message would be to all the brothers, all the kings out there who may be suffering from not having a supportive, positive queen in their lives. Search for one. It's a sister that's out there that loves you, that believes in you. I am one of those queens. I'm here for you. I'm going to support you no matter what your background looks like. If you're willing to learn, you're willing to, be positive and want to be better, I'm here for you to support you, to guide you as much as I can. I will never speak down to you. You will always be my king. No matter what your status is, you are always my king.
Beautiful.
Kimar?
Yeah. I just want to say, to all my brothers and sisters, just uplift each other, man. Do the right thing. Let us know. Teach us. You know what I mean? The young, the old, just grow with each other. You know what I mean? Not trying to put each other down. And I think once we do something like that, it would change the world. We come together as family, and it could start like one or two or three, and then we start multiply. You know what I mean? So we just got to think with each other, you know.
Okay. For those of you that would like to be a part of the Mentor Rolodeck family, please send me a friend request at King Jermaine. You can also send Peshay Gibson a friend request, and she will guide you in the proper and right way. Also, please like and subscribe on YouTube at Mentor Rolodeck. Follow on Twitter at Mentor Rolodeck. Instagram Mentor Rolodeck. And with that being stated, my my thoughts, closing thoughts pertaining to elevation and blissfulness is piggybacking off of what Baba also stated is knowing thyself, look inward versus outward, meditate, change your diet. And when you do these things and the deeper you get into it, gradually the veil will come off your eyes and your energy would heighten and you will see it. Your vibration serenades a different way. Believe in you more because you do matter. Understand what is balance versus being unbalanced because you are a key component to what's about to take place going forward. And to all my elders, I say gratitude for your teachings, gratitude for everything that you always display. And with that being said, I said good night, peace and love to everyone. We out.
Love,
Peace and love.
gratitude.
Peace and love.